Hello trucker family, this is Kevin with the trucker side. We're back with another video here about the truth in trucking. As you know, we're always on the trucker side, and we want to make sure that people that get into trucking, that are about to get into trucking or are already in the trucking industry, get a good understanding of the things they're doing and use this information to be successful in their career. So make sure you follow all the way to the end, because we're going to be talking about the options you have when you choose the trailer you want to haul, and we're going to put out very good information about each and every type of trailer you want to haul. So make sure you follow all the way to the end. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, so you can get our information in real time. And thank you for your support. So, which trailer should you choose when you're an owner operator or a lease operator and you want to make the best out of your time? Well, from what I've heard, since we're putting the truth back in trucking over here, most of the people I spoke to in the past, they say that the best type of trailer you can haul is the one they're hauling. And I don't agree with that, because their reasoning is not always objective. Their reasoning sometimes is subjective, so they haul the type of trailer they like and then they say it's the best. That is not a way to make decisions. You got to look at the practical facts. Some people will tell you that if you haul a reefer, you'll make more money just because it pays better per mile. It's a very narrow-minded view to have in business, and that's not how you make decisions. If you want to make decisions, you got to be smart. You got to consider all the aspects. Like, for example, in this case, yes, a reefer trailer will pay better per mile. The refrigerated loads will pay better per mile. But then when you consider the fact that the trailer is more expensive, whether you buy it, you rent it, either way, it's going to be a higher cost. Then you need to purchase fuel for it. And as we all well know, fuel these days is one of the biggest challenges that we have in trucking. Then you have to maintain the reefer unit, and you have downtime when you do that maintenance, and so on and so forth. In all truth, there's going to be times of the year, there's going to be ups and downs during seasons, during different areas. Different areas pay better with reefer, different pay better with dry van, different pay better with open deck, and so on and so forth. But in all truth, you have to consider all the expenses that you have. The fuel and the maintenance when it comes to a reefer, the extra equipment that you need to purchase when you haul a flatbed, tarps, chains, straps, chain binders, bungee cords, corner protectors, and so on and so forth. I do want to make a note. I am not talking over here about specialized trailers. So I do not want to include tankers here. I do not want to include RGNs or other specialized trailers, because those are very niched. That's not something that the vast majority of drivers will work with most likely their entire lifetime. So I don't want to include this here. I just want to include the most common stuff here, where most owner operators or lease operators will choose between a dry van, a reefer, and a flatbed. And I have seen this controversy, to call it like that, where people say, no, hauling flatbed pays the best. It pays the best sometimes, but then you got to consider the cost of the equipment. Both the cost of the flatbed is going to be more expensive than a dry van. Then the rest of the equipment that you use, starting with straps, corner protectors, chains, chain binders, tarps, all the other equipment that you use, flatbedders will know. And then you also got to consider the extra physical work that you do, because you're gonna have to strap those loads every time. You're gonna have to secure them. You're gonna have to stop and check them. You're gonna have to tarp them. Very, very important, because I've been hearing this a lot. I'm a flatbed driver, but I don't tarp. Well, I'm sorry to tell you, you're not a flatbed driver. You're not an open deck driver if you don't own tarps, and if you don't want to tarp, you're most likely a crybaby that doesn't want to put the work but wants the money. So, sorry if anybody gets offended. This is the video about the truth in trucking. If you want to run a certain type of equipment, you have to be able to run it properly. This is just like saying, well, I'm going to haul a tanker, but I don't want liquid inside. What do you want inside? I mean, that's how it goes. That's how you got to work with it. And what people need to understand is the more you put conditions when it comes to the loads you haul, the more limited you're going to be. And the more limited you're going to be, the more money you leave on the table. It's not an industry where you want to leave money on the table, because it's hard enough as it is already. So do not limit yourselves with this, and make sure you understand properly. My personal opinion, with all the experience that I've gathered and the things that I've learned from people that I've been talking to, is between these three equipments, dry van, reefer, and flatbed or step deck, most likely if you look at a 2-year amount of time, you'll make the same money. You'll keep the same money. You might make more with one of them, but when you take out the expenses, you're gonna make the same money. I know a lot of people will disagree, and I'm open to more conversation about this, so leave comments if you want and let's talk some more. But the problem that I'm seeing in trucking, first of all, most people do not look at a 2-year window. People look at a 1 week or 2 week window, which is very, very short. That's not gonna give you an accurate idea when it comes to paying off your equipment, when it comes to purchasing a different equipment. These are investments that take years to pay off, and then people look at them throughout a 2 or 3 week window. Like the Christmas season is very good for reefers, or it's very good for dry vans, or they like to haul flatbed during the summer. Of course they like to haul flatbed during the summer because it's nicer outside and there's not a lot of snow. Maybe the wind is not as bad as during the winter, so yeah, I want to haul flatbed. I mean, I think you got to ask yourself, do you want to haul flatbed or not? Winter or summer, good weather, no weather, bad weather, because that's the things you're going to have to go through when you pick up loads or deliver. Plus, not to mention the tarping. We always like to mention the tarping because that's what people don't like to go with. So I always say, drop the flatbed, man. If you don't want a tarp, just drop the flatbed. It's okay. Not everybody has to haul a flatbed or a step deck. So to draw a conclusion to this, it's about preference. Think about what you want to do, because you have to enjoy the things you do. If you want some physical exercise, then go with flatbed because it's going to keep you active. If you don't mind longer waiting times at shippers and receivers, if you're okay hanging out in the truck, I don't know, maybe you have a PlayStation or an Xbox, or you like to watch TV or whatnot, then reefer is the way to go, because you're going to sit in the truck, you're going to watch movies, you're going to or play video games or whatnot. Whenever you're loaded, you're loaded. If you want to keep moving and sleep your nights and get your rest and so on and so forth, get a dry van. I promise you, when you draw the line after 2 years, considering all the ups and downs, all the costs, you're going to be roughly in the same spot. The only thing that's going to make a difference is your ethics, how you show up, how you maintain your truck, how you make your appointments on time, and so on and so forth. The major difference in money is not going to come from the type of trailer you haul. You can get the lottery winning trailer, but if you don't wake up in the morning, or if you don't make your appointments on time, or if the market is so good for flatbeds, but you run a flatbed, you don't want a tarp, well, you're going to leave some money on the table. You're not going to make the best out of it. So please comment if you have any questions. Let us know what you think about this. I'd like to talk about this some more with some people that have been through it. So please comment down below, send us an email. Let's talk about it some more. Let's share the information with the people that are still confused and help them get where they need to be in trucking. Thank you for watching this video. This is Kevin with the Trucker Side. Appreciate the support. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed already, and have a good day.